folks, Lefty here with the early market report from Monday, June 7th. If this is your first time watching a market report video, what we try to do here is get a head start on the games by analyzing the market shortly after the lines open up. We can do this by using the live odds screen you see. We look to see where the early bets and money are going, and more importantly, how the books are adjusting the lines based off this early action. It's important to keep in mind this video is being recorded shortly after the lines get posted, and sometimes there's still some undecided pitchers, incomplete data, games with no lines, or games with lines that just opened up and are yet to see any real action. Now, the benefit of analyzing the market early is because, generally speaking, the early bets and money are made from the more informed bettors, or what are called sharp bettors. They tend to bet early against the opening lines, and the more casual or recreational bettors get involved later in the day closer to game time. Because it's still early, these numbers we see on screen will certainly change as the day rolls on. As you can see, we only have 3 games scheduled for Monday. So before getting into those games, I quickly want to bring up an interesting topic. I did post about it in the Betting Network Discord community last week, and it has to do with what looks like Major League Baseball's decision to start cracking down on pitchers using foreign substances or sticky stuff. I think what some of them are actually using is what's called spider tack. I'm not totally sure. I'm sure different pitchers use a different combination of different stuff, but the reason I want to discuss this briefly is because although it will likely, take some time before Major League Baseball actually puts rules in place or starts enforcing this, we as bettors want to be prepared. Anytime there's a fundamental change in sports, it could be a rule change or really just any type of change, big or small. We want to think about how the impact the change will have and, try to capitalize off it with our betting. It's obvious the pitchers are using these sticky substances to better grip the ball. This results in an increased spin rate, and the numbers are overwhelming. It's so obvious. There's been a change recently. I'm not going to go into all the different league-wide numbers that show pitching dominance, but right now we're seeing the lowest league-wide batting average ever. The strikeout percentages are up, going on the 14th consecutive year now. If we look 2008, the league-wide K rate was like 17.5%. What we have now is 24.6% K rate. This obviously translates to fewer batted balls in play. The current numbers right now are on pace for the second fewest hits in baseball, going back 150 seasons, which is just insane if you think about that. So again, we want to start thinking about what type of changes will occur. The changes are actually already happening in the minor leagues. They're cracking down more, and some players have actually already been caught and suspended. So it's only a matter of time before they move to the major leagues. They're probably just testing it out in the minors now. We can assume there'll be fewer strikeouts, maybe more walks or hit by pitches, all things from pitchers having a weaker grip and less spin rate. So how would we isolate this area in our betting? What I'm starting to think is maybe look towards strikeout props would be a good one. But really my point is when something like this happens in sports, we want to pay attention and at the very least start thinking proactively about the changes. Ultimately, it comes down to how we can benefit from it with our betting. But just because the league hasn't already implemented the rules yet, I think we're already starting to see some pitchers ditch this sticky stuff. If we look at the Yankees ace Garrett Cole, his most recent performance, he's coming off his worst performance of the season, 5 earned runs through 5 innings. He's not the only one either. Trevor Bauer's looked less dominant in his last 2 starts, coming off allowing season highs in hits allowed and runs allowed. I haven't looked into the StatCast numbers yet, so maybe it's just a coincidence, or maybe this is Cole and Bauer ditching the sticky stuff already so they don't get caught. But so I wanted to just make sure we're all paying attention to this because I think we will start seeing changes sooner than later. But let's get into the games for today. First up, we have Cubs, Padres. The Cubs starter here will be the kid Alzolay, I believe. Padres getting 62% of the bets, but the Cubs are getting 57% of the money. The Padres will always get more bets, I feel like. They're just such a fan favorite or public favorite. It's very rare where we see a matchup where the opposing team from the Padres gets more bets. I'm more interested in the total in this one. I have both teams as under teams right now, but it doesn't look like the market agrees. Pinnacle opened 7. They're up to 7.5. Same with, well, Chris basically opened 7.5. I mean, they opened 7 with the over minus 125. That's basically 7.5. But yeah, both starters are decent. I don't like the Cubs versus right-handed pitching, and the Padres' offense has just been cold and really struggles to manufacture runs. Uh, I have both bullpens ranked easily inside the top 5 this season. And this is a type of game where I see it being close enough that both teams would end up using the top arms in their bullpen too. Um, yeah, this is one of those situations where my game theory conflicts with the market. My game theory strongly points towards the under. The market seems to like the over, with them adjusting from 7 to 7.5. So obviously, I like that I could get 7.5 rather than 7 if I'm betting under. But the fact that it adjusted up is a pause for concern. Let's go down to KC here. KC is going to be starting Jackson Kowar, I believe. Top prospect for the Royals, making his big league debut. And it looks like the bets are somewhat split here. 52% on KC. The money is on KC too. Chris hasn't even priced this game yet. Kind of makes sense, I guess, with Kowar being an unknown. I always like to keep a close eye on these games when we see a pitcher making his big league debut. Generally the public will look and see an unfamiliar name and just disregard the team. But I'm actually interested in this Kowar kid. He's shown an increased velocity in his AAA this season. It's increased his strikeout rate. He's dominated AAA Omaha, 5-0, .85 ERA. A lot of times the first start a guy makes in the majors is when you want to back him. Because the league doesn't have a good read on him yet. And plus, Angels starter, Bundy, he's been getting rocked. And the Angels' pen lost last night, giving up 5 runs in 3 innings. They lost them the game last night. I like KC here. Their bullpen, they just got that kid Josh Stallmont back, which makes the Royals' pen, look really good too. So even if Kowar, the kid making his debut, gives the Royals 4 or 5, I like the KC pen to close it out. Pretty much, I like KC in pretty much all aspects in this one. KC will probably end up being a play on, especially if I can get them like plus 120. All right, last one. We got Miami, Boston here. Boston getting all the bets right now. How about Boston coming off sweeping the Yanks? I gotta love it. Yankees fans are so quiet right now. I have a lot of friends that are Yankees fans, and it's great. They're just so quiet right now, and they'll soon forget though and start talking shit again. And can't stand the Yankee fan base. They're just the worst. This one looks weird though. Boston's getting 73% of the bets and only 18% of the money. This will likely even out as the day goes on. And it looks like Miami's getting, respect in the line here with this 82% of the money. Boston minus 157. They're down to 139. This one is definitely something I'll be keeping an eye on. We had the over 9.5 in last night's Red Sox-Yankees game for the play of the day. And I have to be honest, we got extremely lucky with that one. I should have paid for rushing that game out. I totally forgot JD Martinez was out of the lineup and probably wouldn't have made that over the play of the day. But it worked out. And we have some luck owed to us. We've had some bad luck go our way so far with the play of the days. But Boston scoring 6 runs without JD Martinez was pretty big. But this is another one where the market is strongly disagreeing with, my initial thoughts. This is a Boston play for me or pass, but this is a huge early sharp indication on Miami with 82% of bet money, and it's getting respect in the line. Miami. I don't understand this at all. Miami versus right-handed pitching is just not good. Also, it's something to keep an eye on with these interleague plays. When an NL team is playing in an AL ballpark, the NL team gets to add a DH, but a lot of these NL teams don't even have a good bat to add. Normally, it's just some random bench guy. The AL team already has a solid everyday DH. Nothing changes for them. And plus, the NL pitching numbers tend to be a little inflated and can look a little better because, they're always throwing against other NL pitchers. But in AL parks, they don't have that automatic out they normally get facing that pitcher spot. So you can expect a little regression from some of these NL pitchers, too, when they're playing in an AL ballpark. Definitely something to keep in mind during this series, or any other interleague series, really. So this one's weird to me here. I'm going to be monitoring this as the day goes on because I definitely don't agree with this movement here. But it is giving me a cheaper price on Boston right now, so I do like that. But that's going to do it for this one. Hopefully you guys gained something from this video. I know they are more on like the educational side rather than picks, but trust me, these videos are 10 times more valuable than any other play of the day pick video would be. Make sure to hit that notification bell to be alerted when I do upload those play of the day videos, because a lot of times the line I bet for the play of the day game isn't available hours later, so you want to get down right away, or you can just join the Betting Network Discord community because the play is posted there first. Joining is 100% free to join. No card info or premium subscription bullshit. We don't even sell picks. We bet them together and make money from the books. So hopefully I'll see you guys all in the Discord. But until next time, good luck with your action today. And as always, may all the umps calls go your way.